everyone, welcome to Anime Amigos. I apologise in advance.
Hello.
Hello everyone.
But now the final Smash characters out, we can all do this one. I'm Calvin Atkinson, the Pokemon Punk, and my main is Sonic.
I'm Reece, the Gundam Guru. My main is Bowser.
I'm Ren, the JoJo Genius, and I have several mains, but probably Ken at the moment.
I'm Elliot Chapman, the Vanguard Vagrant, and my main is Joker. And you may remember about 10 months ago on our second of these first 3 episodes videos, where I gave you the ingredients and instructions needed to grow your own anime amigo. However, a lot of you are probably saying, but Elliot, I am a big fat pile of grease who doesn't even have the capability to raise a child.
That's me.
That's me actually.
Are you going... Is there any way I can become an anime amigo? Well, I'm glad you asked, because today we are going to show you the instructions on how to become an anime amigo. So first of all, you will need the same ingredients from last time.
Oh,
right here.
Jesus Christ!
It is,
It's not from white from brown.
Have you been carrying that around for months?
not for months.
Nearly a year.
So it has been. So of course, this is a parental disappointment, character comic relief trash, Ren's jizz, and piss. However, we do have more ingredients to add in.
I still think that's how we got that.
So first of all,
Consensually.
let me smell the potent. One sec, let me find the actual things.
Don't talk again.
First of all, we have. Oh, there's a lot in here. Okay, so first of all, in order to become one of us, you need. You need unfunny ongoing gags. So you know we have your usual jokes, the king's game, the cat feet, that everybody clap your hands. You know all that. No one thinks we do it constantly. No one thinks it's funny. We think it's hilarious. So we are going to add a bit of that.
Seriously, can we drop the cat thing?
So we're going to
Never.
add a little bit of that.
That's a nice,
second of all, trust me, there's a lot in here. That
Please tell me he's not actually going to drink this.
He will.
Second thing you need is the compulsory and the goal to make Calvin cry. You know, we constantly do jokes at Calvin's expense, or Spaggy Bolognese or whatever. We constantly do jokes at his expense, so you're going to need to add a little bit of that to the...
I love the fact he's going to have to explain to someone why he's written on Spaggy Bulbo on the side of an iron brew bottle.
Yep.
It's looking lovely and
Trust me, this one is just, why is nobody laughing? The third one, if I can...
Again, I love the idea of him on a bus. Why do you have a bottle saying, why is nobody laughing? Allow me to explain.
The third one is absolutely no professionalism. As of course, you all know, this is our jobs. We do this for a living. Does that mean we have to be good at it? No. So honestly, we're just winging it at this point. So we just gotta add a little bit of that.
At this point,
just for the... Now, that's essentially all you need. However, we also have the add-ons.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially some things for you to become more like us. So first of all, for Calvin, we have the compulsion to buy Ori.
I don't have a compulsion to buy that game!
For Reece we have robot penis. For Ren we have making Elliot cry on Dark Souls. And for me we simply have So you know, you can add any one of these. Which do you think we should add? Which of these do you think?
I go for the compulsion to buy Ori.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You're wrong. You're wrong. I want there to be a bit of spice, so we're gonna add all of them in.
Oh, nice.
Oh no!
We're gonna add some of that. You know, you can to create an amalgamation. It's
A lovely healthy mix.
this is caramel flavor,
Iced
by the way.
coffee.
Elliot, please
We
don't
need to
drink
add
this.
You've
You've already got a headache. Please don't drink this.
So
Someone
So
straight to
making
the bottom.
you want to make Elliot cry. You want to make me cry. Everyone wants to make
It's not
me
mixing because
cry.
of the density.
And of course, it's just
It just floats. There's so much oil in it.
Elliot, you know this thing called hands, right?
And so there we go.
I'm not drinking it. I'm not going to drink
all
it.
of that,
I
and
know
then
who
we
it
just
is.
have to
Elliot,
mix
the
it
best
all
mix.
together.
Oh no.
Mix it all together, and you have
I've seen
yourself a yummy milkshake.
I've seen anime and meat. I've seen
So, bottoms up.
I've seen innocent smoothies a lot more appetizing than that.
You know what this needs? More robot penis.
No, Elliot, that's enough.
Oh god. Oh,
And there we go. That's how you create your That's how. All you need to do is drink this. Wait 24 hours. Get hit by a truck. Get reincarnated, and you become an anime amigo.
I'm daring enough.
Go on, Cal.
Do you want to try it?
I'm daring
Go
enough.
on. Go. Give it a
Give it a couple of steps. I might need to spit this
Give
out.
it a swig.
I might need to spit this out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give it a swig. Go on.
Be a man, be a man, be a man.
Anyone else want to give it a try?
I'm good,
No,
thanks.
no, yeah, that's good, thank you.
Red, give me some water, quick. Different cup, please. Oh, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever put in my mouth.
I'm not saying a lot.
Oh, second most disgusting thing. Don't ask what the first was.
Friend's penis.
Hey, that's not disgusting.
Oh,
No,
God.
it's clearly Ren's hairy taint.
Oh, that.
Thank you.
Oh. Oh, that tastes like the Jeremy Kyle show. So,
No, you know what?
Elliot, don't drink it again.
Tastes like Strictly Come Dancing.
My mum likes that. Don't piss her off.
So does my mum. I still criticise it.
So we did another first 3 episodes list. If you've made it through all
How
that,
do we move on from
We're
that?
just gonna leave this right.
Okay.
exactly. We're gonna just go with it
If you let
Sponsored by Mario Golf Super.
it, if you let it ferment,
because we hated it.
If you let it ferment, it will actually grow its culture and become your own anime amigos. It
Then
will
how
grow into
does that explain you? Because we've left you fermenting
Well,
their
it's already
culture and it
sprouting
hasn't worked.
mushrooms.
So what? So I always love doing these first 3 episodes list because I always get a chance to at least have one thing I've never watched before in my life. How do you guys feel
Feel
about
free to
doing
take
this?
some of these drinks, by the way. There's no way I'm having them all.
I'm fine, thanks.
Anyone want a Coke?
No, I'm fine.
Anyone want? No
Do-
one's laughing.
Do you know what? I've not drank a Coke since
I'll take
Does anyone want a spaggy bowl?
I'll take the robot penis. Thank you.
Add that to
Thank you.
Anime Amigos out of context. The one thing I'll say is this time we normally as usual we don't have a through line on any of these shows. Like we didn't pick a single streaming service. We didn't pick that these came out in a
We
certain
were
year.
actually gonna do Funimation, weren't we?
Yeah, but then I realised we would get blacklisted on Twitter for doing it. So I got and also we will limit the amount we. I don't get that. I must be honest. I'm kind of like most of the time with Funimation, people are bothered by it. I'm like, are you really bothered by it?
Well, it's mainly all about the principles and swallowing up the anime streaming market. That's
So
the main
are
reason.
people boycotting? Sorry.
No, not exactly. But
No, but people are very disappointed apparently.
I have.
What is this?
Has this been a recent thing?
this is more about the merger with Crunchyroll, and they're afraid that
right, okay.
that it's going to be. That being said, I think it's going to be a little less destructive than the people have made it out to be.
Yeah.
But so we all got different things. I was given Gundam Build Fighters by Reece. Reece got
Hajime No Ippo,
Ippo from Ren, which I'm
season 1.
Elliot got Blood Blockade Battlefront, which I gave him, and Ren got Shadow's House, which Elliot gave him.
Yeah.
So this will be an interesting combination. So
I think the one I gave Ren is the only real recent one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most recent, definitely.
Yeah,
It was last
'cause-
season, wasn't it?
Yeah, whereas mine comes from...
no, spring.
Whereas mine comes from October 3rd, 2000.
mine's my one was 2013,
2013, I think.
I
and
think my one was 2015.
15.
15, 16.
first season's 2015.
Okay.
It's kind of on the edge of that one, although it took ages for the final episode to come out.
I think Hajime no Ippo, like the follow-up season, didn't get released until like 2014 or something.
Oh,
like that.
God,
So it's
Yeah,
a 14-year
there's 3 follow-ups.
gap. 3 follow-ups. yeah.
Fuck, that thing has an aftertaste.
It does. It really
Yeah,
does.
there you go. Season 2 was 2009.
Oh,
Season 3 was 2013.
That
So
was it, yeah.
Reece, you
Yeah.
normally go first. First
Reece
three,
putting in more the effort than we do.
first 3 episodes of Hajime no Ippo. What do you think?
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good start to a really glorious boxing anime.
Yeah, good man. Thank
So,
you.
I feel like, does Hajime no Ippo need an introduction about what exactly it is?
No.
Exactly.
Man punches hard.
Yeah, it's little boy weakling becomes prodigy.
Yeah.
It's basically Punch Out the anime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or as I like to quote it, Cobra Kai if they were the heroes.
Isn't that already a YouTube series?
Netflix, I think.
I think it was originally a YouTube original.
Yeah, but it was on like season 4.
So what were your views on Ippo as a protagonist? Because he's not the usual sports anime protagonist, I would think.
No, he starts pretty instant, and then he gets a thirst for blood.
Yeah.
That's getting the shit beaten out of him.
Pretty
So,
much.
so he decides to turn to violence.
Oh wow.
I think that's a very good approximation of his character.
Yeah.
That thing actually looks worse when it's fermenting. I've just got a glimpse at it.
Stop looking at it then.
I can't help it, it's hypnotic. It's like a marble
it's
lamp.
looking at you. It's
Yeah.
got eyes now.
It's slowly forming its own body.
So, in terms of like, Megalobox has kind of been called the spiritual successor to Hajime no Ippo. Now that you've now watched a bit of Hajime no Ippo, how do you think it compares to like beginning of Megalobox?
Well, it's quite a very different take because you go from Megalobox, where Joe had experience fighting in the underground, to Ippo just being a nerd who had life kicked in his face repeatedly. Before he actually gets help from an outside source.
Yeah.
Whereas Joe was always built up, like he always saw this end goal saying, I want to be a champion, I want to do better. Ippo just wants to live and then beat the shit out of his bullies.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Damn.
I think one of the things that I like about it is I mean it's obviously written from the perspective of someone like the writer's a massive boxing nerd anyway, and so knows a lot about it. But Ippo's advantages aren't like immediately noticeable until he steps in the ring, and then it's like, oh, okay, well actually, you know, the fact that he works on the fishing boat lends him benefits in this area.
Yeah, because from what we saw before he took up the gloves was him pushing boats and carrying boxes of ice.
Yeah.
Which just seems like small, medial background stuff. But when you take into account the definition of his body, the build-up of muscles, it would translate very well.
Yeah.
I should state for the record, Ren is reading the manga. He's actively read the manga.
I've read. I mean, there's like 1,200 chapters. I've read about 1,000 of them.
Oh shit! It's longer than One Piece.
Yeah,
it's
still ongoing?
Ongoing, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
Ongoing.
Yeah, it's had multiple different animes as well.
Yeah, yeah, and movies.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Is it Hajime No Ippo or Baki that's the more iconic ones in manga world?
Baki's the more recent one. That's on Netflix.
I would say Baki's got more of a following.
I mean more in manga because I know Baki's been really big as a manga.
I don't know.
I think Baki is the more well-known one, but Hajime no Ippo has the more cult fan base.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Hajime no Ippo has been going for longer as well, hasn't it? That's because it's the 80s.
What are the real positives with Hajime no Ippo that you felt? Like, and again, you're judging this on just the first 3 episodes.
Well, just going back, even just the art style of the early 2000s, it all holds up remarkably
It's
well.
so nice, isn't it?
Because the studio behind it is Studio Madhouse, who are from Death Note, Trigun, and a little season 1 anime we know called One Punch Man, which really ties in when you look at the two series together.
Yeah, certainly.
I do. You definitely get a sense that One Punch Man borrowed a bit from Hajime no Ippo.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things I sometimes, you know, go and watch clips and stuff from the original show. People put together AMVs, and like what do they call it? Is it just called Sakuga when it's like a really amazing animation for like certain sequences? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Sakuga?
Can I say the only AMV I've seen of Hajime no Ippo
What music?
No, it's an epic rap battles of history AMV for Muhammad Ali versus Michael Jordan.
That's quite an interesting one.
With Michael Jordan being played by one of the guys from, I believe it's one of the guys from Kokoro no Basket.
Ah, no way.
And Ippo is obviously Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, naturally.
That thing is really cool, regulating, isn't it?
Yeah.
But also I'll say the most iconic line in the first 3 episodes that puts Ippo on his journey to vengeance from the bullies. Your mother probably smells bad.
Oh! Roasted him!
You need
How
the guy
dare
who's
you
gonna cook it.
imply that likelihood?
So, it's
Just quick as well. What did you think of the side cast, like Takamura?
I thought it was really good because he has the traditional delinquent hairstyle with the pompadour.
Yeah.
But it turns out he's actually a decent guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And Miyata as well as a rival.
Yeah, showing up at the end of episode 2 and most of episode 3.
quick question actually on this one. Has Hajime no Ippo ever had a dub?
Yeah.
Is it, how accessible is the dub?
Pretty accessible, I'd say.
I might watch it.
Where did you watch Thingio? Where did you watch the first 2 episodes?
I think it was on High Dive, I think.
Was it? Yeah, maybe.
Oh god, not High Dive.
I will say, we all look at High Dive now for like the
Redo of a healer.
the redo of a healer it's become. But to be fair, it's still got a lot of those great shows when it first started. Most of the great stuff that's on there has not disappeared.
Yeah.
It's been overshadowed by crap.
I think.
And the English stuff for Food Wars.
I think as well, like as you're saying that Crunchyroll and Funimation have cornered the market. I think High Dive is forced to kind of go for ones that they wouldn't go for.
Yeah.
Like they are going to have Lupin the Third this season.
Oh.
Yeah, Lupin the Third is going to be a High Dive exclusive, part 6.
When is it coming out?
I believe this weekend.
Oh well, God, great! I love Lupin. Excellent.
I would, but I know it's like part 6, and I do not have time to watch.
You don't need to know the story.
Trust me.
It's okay.
It's
It's okay. I've cancelled my. I don't have High Dive anymore anyway.
But also, just go back to episode 2. Ippo is an eco-terrorist.
Explain. Oh,
Because he destroys the trees. He purposely, on purpose, de-leaves trees and kills trees.
I guess he does, yeah.
So he's an eco-terrorist.
Yeah.
He's out for vengeance.
That's Joji Murakawa's intention with this manga, is to make people hate trees.
But the thing about Hajime no Ippo for me is it is a bit of one of those. I'm not sure I want to stick around this long. Like I'm not. The reason why there's a reason why when a My Hero Academia season comes out, I'm not like, oh god, another one. It's like, oh well, I'm all caught up on the story, so I don't have to start watching the whole bloody thing. Yeah. Whereas with Hajime no Ippo, I'm like, oh god, there's so many episodes, and it's like, do I have? It's here's the thing. I've always said this. No one new is going to really jump on Naruto because there's just so much to watch now. Yeah. It's like I do not have the time for this.
Or if you want one that's still going as an anime, Detective Conan.
Yeah, but here's the...
Well, sorry, saying that...
But the thing about Conan, it's now actually gone on so long that it's lost all meaning.
Saying that, One Piece still does get new people watching it. That's one thing I will say, is that it still has people starting from the beginning and catching up to date.
Well, yeah,
it still gets them.
Well, yeah, that's probably because One Piece is one of the most famous and highly praised manga and anime.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Hajime no Ippo is at that stage, obviously not. But in terms of sports anime, it's one of the pivotal ones.
It's definitely one of the more iconic ones.
Is there any real negatives though, Hajime no Ippo?
From his first 2 episodes, I don't really think so. So the only minor one could be there's not enough female representation in the cast.
Yeah, there's one character and she's just a love interest really. Yeah. Oh no, there's another one who's a doctor, but she's comes later in this.
Do either of those get any further development down the line?
Yeah, actually, what's her name? Kumi, who's Ippo's love interest. She does get a fair amount, but it's kind of more in relation to into how her relationship is with Ippo. She just become a nurse and everything like that, but then it's kind of...
It takes a while till she becomes like an Adrian, till she gets as much character as Adrian does in Rocky, for example.
Yeah. Well, like I said, there are a couple of... so there's one...
I don't know why I said that to you. You haven't watched those films.
No, I haven't. So there's one who's a boxing reporter who is, you know, I mean she's not like a love interest or anything. She's kind of independent, doing her own thing, and also there is a female doctor and a female nurse who come along later on, who are independent and not like there for love interests of other characters. So it does have some quite good female representation, but getting into the series, I would say.
And also the whole episode count may be a bit off-putting. Season 2, 26 episodes. Yeah. Season 3, 25. Season 1, 76.
Yeah.
So it's a bit unbalanced in the first season.
So I was about to say, on that basis, would you actually continue it?
I probably would, because it is interesting, and I do really love the old 2000s art style.
It's so nice. I think the fact that it holds up is very enticing as well.
A quick question though. Rocky films, how many have we seen? Go left to right. Elliot?
None.
All of them.
All of them?
One, and it's Rocky 4.
The best one.
The one with the android.
Hearts on fire.
That's the one with the android, right?
Yeah.
Is it the one with Thingy playing Dolph Lundgren playing? Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah, who then returns in Creed 2 with his son.
And he actually gives a good dramatic performance. I'm not joking. Seriously, he actually can do a good dramatic performance. It does help the fact they got the good thing about the Creed films, the villains are all played by actual boxers.
Yeah.
Oh no way.
Oh, nice.
So what's interesting is the guy who played the villain in Creed 2 is now one of the villains in Shang-Chi.
Razor Fist.
Cool.
That will mean they would either be passable or really bad. I mean, we've all seen Vince Young and Scott DeWater's videos. Great, good job, Scott. We're very proud of you.
This
it just gives no shit.
I finished this.
Actually, no.
It was delectable. Thank you.
Seriously, I'm gonna let that one sit for a while. Seriously, he can actually act, as it turns out.
Oh, wow. He's also really intelligent because he actually holds multiple degrees.
Does he?
Dolph Lundgren. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because he was actually going to go to MIT until his girlfriend talked him out of it.
No way. Wow, that's
It's a Swede. I remember this. It's a Swede playing a Russian. How culturally insensitive can this get?
There's only Finland that separates them. It's close.
So no, it's not just Finland.
It is. Finland was originally a part of Sweden. And then kind of independent.
Yeah, but there's also Latvia and Estonia and Belarus.
Geographically, Finland separates Sweden from Russia.
Yeah, we're just a little bit water.
Yeah.
God, Cal, stop being so
uncultured.
racist.
Ugh.
Typical.
I'm going to double check this because I might be wrong.
Please don't, because someone's going to take that out of context and I'm going to get hounded off Twitter.
Dude, you
Typical
say that as if we have a presence on Twitter.
Yeah, no one cares enough to watch Roblox.
They might do if my campaign to become a Crunchyroll judge actually goes through.
Do you think people will actually start following you though if they do?
No.
Yeah, you see, it's Finland and then it's Russia.
Oh yeah, fine. But one fact.
Typical Carl. He's also old Empire back.
There's two facts I know about Finland. They got the most number of metal bands per capita.
Yeah.
And we declared war on them during the Second World War, and nothing came of it.
Oh, fair.
Serious.
I know that Portugal joined the First World War in 1916, citing its 1386 pact and treaty with the UK.
I love it. I think the UK was just like, you're seriously clinging on to that?
Fair play.
Fair play. So let's move on to. So, is there anything else you want to say about Hajime No Ippo before we move on?
No, it's just really good. Great animation, great music as well.
Yes, big time.
Yeah, no, I've heard a bit of the soundtrack of that. It is very good. So, Elliot, I've wanted someone else to talk about this anime besides me because these two haven't watched it yet.
I've only seen a bit of the first season.
Blood Blockade Battlefront is actually an anime I've sort of been wanting to watch a number of years ago. I think around. It was just before I joined Anime Amigos. I heard of it. I thought, that seems interesting. I never got around to it.
So now you have got around to it. What do you think of the first 3 episodes?
Good. I really liked it. Yeah, the characters were really fun. I really liked sort of the lore. It just seems really great.
This is my I will point out this was my favorite. I think this was my favorite anime of 2015, and I'm including One Punch Man season 1 in that.
Oh.
Wow.
I include My Hero Academia as well. So that's 2016.
2016, but I love the first season. The second season I was a bit. This is all right, but it doesn't quite match up. Even though they tried to expand Leo's sister as a role in the second season, but it just didn't do as much. This first season is fantastic.
So, having just read the blurb, is it similar to that book series that you told me about?
The Vagrant.
Yeah.
Not all.
I would say
it looks like
no.
demonic incursion kind of thing, but
No, it's essentially the underworld has seeped out into the human world.
Okay.
The best way I describe it is it's a demonic Men in Black, but everyone doesn't give a shit that there's demons walking around.
Yeah, and it's really funny because you see things like violence and destruction, and everyone just sort of treats it like it's their everyday life.
Because it's a joke on the fact New Yorkers don't give a shit.
That's quite.
Because Hell Salem Lot is basically built over the ruins of New York.
Right.
Pretty much, yeah.
Although it might as well have not destroyed New York because it is just New York.
Pretty much.
So first three episodes, what was your sort of positives for you on this one?
Well, as I said, I do really like really like the characters. I think the characters are all legitimately really fun and funny in a lot of times. Like I just think of in the second episode where I can't remember his name, but he looks a lot like Noe from Vanitas.
I know the one you're about, yeah.
Dante, yeah. And he just says, "It's up to you, lady. Find them." And then you just cut to her. She just goes, "I don't know where they are."
My favorite, one of my favorite episodes. You didn't get to it because it's like episode 6. So it's just one episode where it's Leo, the guy who looks like Noe from
No, Leo's the main character.
Leo.
Yeah, Leo's the guy.
Yeah,
Leo's the guy.
Leo, the guy you just mentioned, and the Fishman, just constantly running around for hours trying to find a good place to eat, and they constantly the place are either getting destroyed by demons, the food's not edible.
Yeah, I really like the bit where the guy who looks like Noah was trying to protect and so be a bodyguard to Leo, and all that essentially led to was him beating it up so he can steal the pizza he's delivering to someone. It just cuts you in and it just goes, "Thank you." As if I'd say that, you prick!
The thing is, most of the best stuff about the show, Elliot, I can say this from someone who has watched it, Elliot hasn't got to it yet. Like, he hasn't got to the whole thing about White's backstory and her brother, and how it relates to her brother Black.
Yeah, a lot of the episodes do feel a bit disconjoined outside of the first episode, because of course that's how Leo joins Libra, or Libra as they call it. Because in the second episode, a bunch of demons steal Leo, or kidnap Leo because he learned that they were actually cannonballs, and everyone just sort of had to try and save him. And in the third episode, there was essentially a giant chess match.
Yeah, but you do meet White though. In I think it was like the third episode's ending. She's the one. She's the one who sits on the grave. And
Oh,
says,
the ghost. No, we meet her at the end of episode 2 and 2.
Yeah, 2. She just still smiles at Leo and just says, "I'm a ghost. Let's be friends forever."
Yeah, I'm just like, I want to know more about her. She seems fun.
She's probably the best part of the first season when you get round to her character development. She, the relationship between her and Leo is great. The relationship between her and her brother is great.
I do sort of love like his first reaction when he sees her. She says, "I'm a ghost." Is he just takes a picture and he just goes, "You show up."
So the basic plot of, if you would describe the basic plot of Blood Blockade Battlefront, how would you say it is?
What? Just like a quick summary.
Quick summary, yeah.
Guy gets Deus Ex Machina eyes and joins a bunch of freedom fighters to stop demons. I don't know.
And basically, he wants to find answer to getting his sister cured of her blindness that she attained from the deal with the devil that he accidentally made.
No, she was pretty much the one that made it. She said no. Essentially, it was one of you gets the eyes, the other one goes blind, and she just went, "I'll take the eyes. My legs already aren't working, so fuck it."
Yeah, no, she's a wheelchair character in a wheelchair.
Oh, cool.
But she doesn't really show up much in the first season. Like even in the first 3 episodes, she's not.
Yeah,
in that much.
I think the only really bit we saw of her is a couple glimpses in the first episode. Of course, with Leo sending her the letter, which I like to note. It's funny that he sends her a letter, but she can't read.
Her carer apparently reads it to her.
Ah, okay.
Again, we find out more about him in the second season.
So, what were your overall thoughts on the first 2 episodes?
Again, I did think they were really good.
Also, I would also like to point out I love the OP for this show.
Oh, the OP's great.
But there's a thing about the ED for me, which is it's my all-time favourite ED.
Really?
Wow.
I love the ED for this show.
Also, I want a plush of the monkey.
Yeah, the monkey's great.
The monkey is adorable.
Who they all try to kill in the first episode.
Oh.
And then he ends up like becoming a companion because Leo pretty much saves his life.
Oh, that's cute.
I do like the effect they do in the animation with like Leo's eyes.
Yeah.
Like that does a good job. I do think that what I think makes it work is the whole characterization of the entire cast of Libra.
Yeah.
That also makes it work very well. Did you watch it in sub or dub?
Sub.
I'm the uncultured dub watcher, so that's how I watched it.
Alright.
How would you say? So there's 2 seasons, Cal?
There's 2 seasons, yes.
Do you know if the manga goes on further than that? If there's a manga.
No, the manga is very short,
Really?
as it turns out. From what I gather, in fact, most of the first season is anime-only stuff. They only go back to the manga in the second season.
Oh, right.
In fact, White and Black are both anime-only characters.
Really?
Oh.
So
That's interesting.
I've been meaning to read. I've had this manga for ages. I've been meaning to read it for a while.
Pretty much like me with the JoJo's manga then.
But the difference being that JoJo is very faithful to its manga,
Yes,
whereas
very much.
Blood Blockade Battlefront, I've always been curious. How did they change the anime so much? Most of my knowledge is secondhand on it.
And for the folks at home, where's it available to watch?
It's on Crunchyroll.
But but Funimation holds most of the rights to it at this point in time. So Funimation is where you get the dub, and they had it first. They went to Crunchyroll as part of that old deal that they had when they did their first partnership.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Honestly, I remember watching it, seeing the old Funimation logo, just like, nostalgia. Nostalgia from bugger 3 years ago.
I can't remember the old Funimation logo.
But before the dark times.
It's just the one that it was the one that said you should be watching.
Oh yeah, you should be watching.
Yeah, I was.
That's weird.
It's more of a threat. You should be watching.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm already on your streaming service.
Give us your parents' credit cards. £8 a month. No ifs, ands or buts.
What's your first pet's name and your mother's maiden name?
What's your social security number?
One of the things I think, see if you agree with me on this one. One of the things I like about Blood Blockade Battlefront is it's a show at the time, especially for the time. It was a shonen series that was, and I do think it's kind of a shonen series, even though it's not doesn't
It
have
is
the
very
length.
reminiscent of a shonen series. Yeah.
It's the one that it did feel like it wasn't willing to take itself so seriously. It is willing to have a good laugh every now and then.
I mean, absolutely. Despite the sort of dark setting you think it would have, does not take itself seriously at all. It's just meant to be fun.
Yeah, I agree with that one. It's just a fun show. That's what I like about it. But the last episode took ages. Like, it got to episode 11, and then there was months before episode 12. It did a bit of a Wonder Egg priority, minus the disappointment. Because the finale.
So this ending was worth it.
Oh, you know, when you finally got the ending, it was so worth it. It was a phenomenal end. In fact, I actually kind of said by the end of it, can they do a season 2? Because it feels like this can. Then they had the cliffhanger, which meant, okay, no, they have to do a season 2, which they do actually address in the second season, thank God.
Yeah, what is season 2 any good?
A little from column A, a little from column B. It's
Okay.
when it's good, it's really good. When it's bad, it's kind of like... When it's bad, it's not awful, but it's kind of like, yeah, I kind of wish this had...
Yeah, just like, I can do without.
Yeah, it's like you won't... If you only ever watched the first season, you wouldn't be missing out on too much.
Okay.
But on that basis, would you keep watching Blood Blockade Battlefront?
Oh, absolutely. It's great. As I said.
Have I convinced any of you two to potentially give it a go?
It sounds like a really interesting concept.
It has been on my list for years.
Yeah.
I will say though, the animation in it is fantastic. Because of the background animation, the way they designed New York to look.
The background animation is awesome.
Who's
Yeah.
the studio?
It's Madhouse. No, it's Bones. It's Studio Bones.
Okay.
It's the My Hero Academia and Eureka 17. So let's move on to Ren, Shadow's House.
Yes.
So this would have probably made my biggest disappointment list.
What?
Oh.
I was expecting a show that was celebrity cribs for Sonic's arch nemesis. I mean, Shadow's House. Come on.
You dumb
Oh.
fuck.
I'm so sorry.
You
Man,
So
for
sorry.
that.
I'm so sorry.
For that you're drinking. For that you're drinking. Force it down him if you have to.
No. Get away from me.
Force it down him if you
I'm
have
sorry, I actually really liked the show. I was joking.
You
It's
saved yourself.
Really good.
You save yourself from
I
that.
said that to Cal earlier and his face dropped. No, not the joke.
I'd like to know, I wish I did shake it up, it was going red.
No, yeah, it was like 3 layers.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, I
It
actually,
is like a lava lamp. I'm hypnotised by it.
I actually really like the show. I think it's very unique. I don't know what that noise is.
Jesus.
Well, it is Carpenter's.
Oh.
He just shotgun just crashes through.
I just like just sort of splash through. Walk this way. That's funny for the 5 people who have actually seen the Run DMC and Aerosmith music video.
Really? Some people haven't?
I know.
I haven't.
Again, cultured, uncultured.
It's amazing though. It's
I
an
know.
awesome music video. It's like one of my
Let's-
favourites.
Shadow's House, Ren. What was your thoughts of the first 3 episodes?
Yeah, super good. Like, really impressed with it. I'm gutted I didn't watch it at the time.
Yeah, how come you didn't, by the way?
Don't know.
Can I?
It's funny,
Good
me and Reece, I think we were the only ones that kept up with it. Calvin watched a few, then dropped it. We got him to keep watching it. It was just like, okay, you guys changed my mind.
Yeah, you guys are completely right. Can I just say, I don't think Shadow's House gets great until like the 4th or 5th episode.
Yeah. It takes its time.
I think it's great still great the entire way up to that point though.
Yeah.
My feelings from the first 3 episodes is that there's something very, very wrong, and we're yet to find out what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really like it's so ambiguous and it's so unclear, and
Mm.
there's a lot of things that aren't said that you're gonna find out. I think, but I can feel
Maybe.
I can feel that that's incoming.
Can I just say as well, I did have a marmalade and sugar song, peanuts and a bitter step stuck in my head, which is the ED of
No.
Love. Now I've got the Shadows family song, cleaning song stuck in my head again.
I know, whenever it's from that shot, I always have the ED.
Same.
Yeah, the OPs and EDs are good.
Shadows family. Oh God, it's in my head. It'll be there all day.
Yeah, and it has more akin to a Ghibli film with the Sup Monsters.
Yeah, it does feel.
Oh,
it does
God.
Like
feel-
it's I'm so surprised at the amount of detail that go into like the lore of the house and like
By the way, before you-
how the shadow people work.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
much.
By the way, before you do it, I've already got the Hitarabochi thing stuck in my head, so you don't need to stick it in my
How is it? But 3 years later, we still remember
3
that.
years.
Yeah, I think the show came out in like 2018.
Stop. I don't like that.
Hammer time.
One of the things I will say about Shadow's House is I must be honest. I think I preferred watching it because of how dyslexic I am. I preferred watching it in the dub because it meant I took on a lot of the lore
Yeah.
a bit better. I actually went back and watched the entire thing in dub.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think like comparing it to Ghibli with the, I know only with the Soot sprites is quite an interesting one because a lot of it's very like childlike, but you can sense that there's this underlying like.
Well, it's kind of childlike because a lot of the characters are very childlike.
Yeah.
Like Amigos in particular.
Yeah, Thingy, who's the her friend who like in her encounter with her shadow person, she's really aloof and.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like when she's with her shadow,
Yes.
she's like all snobby and uptight. Meanwhile, and then when she's with Emilico, she's super nice.
She looks, and a lot of the girls look to me like they belong in Darling in the Franxx. They look like the animation style is such that they
I think they look a little
reminisce.
too young to be in Darling in the Franxx, but I get what
Yeah,
you mean.
but they look. Yeah, they look similar to those characters.
Yeah, it's a whole type of the moe aesthetic.
That's it. Yeah.
But on a thing about, do you know this sort of kind of Reece probably disagree with me entirely on this one. This kind of remind me, in terms of partnerships, it kind of remind me a bit of Digimon, in the sense of, but it's kind of a reverse Digimon, whereas in Digimon, the Digimon are usually partnered with the kids that most match their personality.
Yeah.
In this one, it felt like it's almost the opposite personality were in each of the shadows.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Like Emilico is very different to Kate.
Yeah.
No, I should remember. She calls her Mistress Kate all the bloody time as well.
Yeah, it's a really unusual like partnership, isn't it? I was trying to think of like a good comparison, but I don't think there are any good comparisons for this show. It's kind of
It's of its own unique entity.
yeah,
much.
absolutely.
All I could say is episode 11's plot. I think it's episode 11. The plot twist. In
It's
that,
like episode 9, I think.
yeah, but the big plot.
It's just after the maze.
The big plot twist around the nature of the shadows is one of those I'd point to as a prime example of this is how you do a plot twist.
Yeah.
This is how you do it, because it actually not only does it work, and there was actual hints leading up to it, but it actually does make you rethink the entire show you were watching prior to it.
Yeah, like it also expands on everything we know. Like it's not just something like this is something that happened. Is that fun? No, it's more like okay, no, this is what's actually happening. We're adding something, not just giving you something.
Yeah, I do think. I mean, there is like I say, it's really laying the groundwork for something. Obviously, I don't know what at this point, but it feels very strongly that it's kind of doing it well. At this point, anyway. But no, this is something I would certainly continue watching.
Yeah. I think isn't it getting a second season?
I think a second season has been confirmed.
Do we know when for?
Not quite yet.
Fuck knows, but who cares? Kaguya-sama's coming back in spring.
Yay!
Hell yeah!
One of the best shonens.
Yeah.
Legitimately, I legitimately think that I love the show.
Shonen.
Yeah, it's actually shonen.
Is it?
It's officially classified as.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Shonen Jump.
That's fun.
Oh, great. Does that mean we'll be getting Kaguya and Jump Force?
Please, I'd love that.
That'd be good.
And then before we move on, where can the folks at home see this?
It's
Funimation?
Funimation and Crunchyroll. I
No,
think.
it's just
Generally,
Funimation.
it's just Funimation in both sub and dub.
Who makes it again? Production.
Oh,
I think it's
not sure.
Madhouse? No,
I'm pretty sure it's
I
Madhouse.
could be wrong. Give me a sec. I'll look it up.
I mean, because I am probably actually going to finish this because it counts for this year, and it's because
You might be is it potentially a
Well,
wild card?
that's what
for
I'm
you?
thinking. I've got a few options in my head at this point. But
Oh, Cloverworks.
oh.
In other words, the same guys that fucked up season 2 of Promised Neverland.
What is it? It doesn't. Do you know what the motto of Cloverwork should be? It's that scene. Why is it for every great thing you do, we have to endure three
Also,
fuck-ups?
yeah, it is getting a second season.
Yeah, it is like with Cloverworks. It does feel like why is it for every great thing you do, we have to endure three fuck-ups?
Yeah.
Because like Darling in the Franxx, you would do great. Oh, what are you doing? No!
No, you dropped the ball.
Literally,
it's like
the
when
second half, it's just a ball.
It's
drop.
it's like when you're at the races, and like the classic image of people at the races, like betting on.
Oh, no,
horse.
no, no,
Come on! No, why'd you fall, you bastard?
No.
It's
It's
money
that,
on this.
no, it's the second half of Darling in the Franxx. It's like that scene from The Simpsons of Krusty and the horse. They, gotta run! No! Don't surround! Don't come over here! Oh!
No, I've got a better one. It's the underwater racing from Shark Tale. How do you trip underwater?
You know what? That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
That was exact. I
Great
didn't
line.
want to say it because I was thinking Calvin would be pissed off.
Great line.
No, I'll take that one. I'll take that one. That's worth it. So now it's time once again for Calvin and Reece nerd out over Gundam.
For 2.5 hours.
So-
Abridged.
I was given Gundam Build Fighters,
I'll get the alcohol.
so I won't spend 2 hours on this one. I will say because I've only got the first 3 episodes to go on.
Yep.
He will though.
I will say better than Build Divers.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Oh, do you know what I was watching? The whole time I was watching, I was thinking, There should be a Jetix logo in the bottom corner.
There
of
really
this.
should.
This is like one of those
Oh
old...
my god, nostalgia with Jetix.
This feels like one of those old Jetix shows I should be watching. I got so many like Monster Rancher and Shaman King flashbacks. This feels like it's a show made in the vein of those.
When did it come out?
2013.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. So it maintained that nostalgia.
It's
Oh,
it's a nostalgia kids anime.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, which is funny because I watched it in my family university.
I watched Shaman King at that time as well, so... and still disappointed by the fact that I never had a proper ending.
They did the reboot, right?
The reboot might... The reboot, I'm not checked out all of the reboot.
It is good.
The reboot does the job better a bit, although I can't get used to Rio's voice in dub.
Yeah.
I want to hear in my head, that voice he had in the dub.
I mean, also you talk about watching that at uni. I've only just started. I only just started getting into Digimon.
Yeah, true.
Digimon.
Sorry, continue.
I'm sorry, that was so perfectly timed as
Yeah.
well. So it's basically, the best way to describe it is, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! If it was Gundam. They build the Gunpla, and it's more Pokemon if it was Gundam, because they basically build up these Gunpla and have them fight each other in these sort of mech settings. It's a team up of these two kids. One of them's really good at piloting and one's really good at building, and so therefore working together they're amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so in real life we have the Gunpla kits. You can go to any store and buy and assemble yourself.
Is it the same premise as Build Divers?
No, Build Divers was trying to be like Ready Player One. This is trying to be
Good.
The way I always saw it, even not seeing Build Fighters, it was Build Divers was essentially the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Okay.
Only Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is still good.
No, it's more on lines of Reigns.
So they build the Gunpla.
Instead of I like Brains.
So they
Yeah,
build
but
the
this was
Gunpla
done shittily.
and they battle them rather than it being like a VR thing.
Yeah, so rather than traditional Gundams where you pilot the mech yourself, now you build the tiny mechs made of plastic that come to life in special battlefields.
Cool. Okay, that's really cool.
And the world building's a lot better than it is in Build Divers.
Yeah, so it's more of a traditional sports anime.
Oh, cool.
Than traditional war anime.
Gundam Sports. That sounds really
Yeah.
cool.
But you say there's still this aspect of fascism and things, and
Yeah, because
is the world based around this?
No, there's a fan club for the Zeons in it, and they all say Sig Zeon when
with the salutes.
Fucking hell!
Not the actual Nazi salute.
No, the Zeon salutes.
Which is
very similar, but legally distinct.
Elliot,
God.
am I going to have to cut that out now?
No.
No, but you did actually do the hand movement.
No, it was a sweeping one.
Yeah, it's
right. So it's
it was. This wasn't.
That's so that's not the. Again, in Xeon they go just that ill age, but I feel like is this not close to like what neo-Nazis are? Like I'm only thinking these are these World War II reenactors that get a little too into the role.
I mean, it's like they have a swastika tattooed on their forehead.
No, they haven't gone that far.
Yeah.
Yet.
I mean, the thing is that these things exist in real life, kind of anyway. So it would almost make sense that it would make it's weird to draw attention to it, I guess. But
isn't it like Hail Xeon is the thing?
Yep.
They
Hail Xeon.
Yeah, which says Sieg Xeon.
Oh Christ Almighty!
I want to point out I watched this in dub.
Yeah. Oh, the dub! I actually rewatched it in sub and dub for this as well. Oh, the dub's so bad.
Is it really?
Yeah, the kid. What's the name of the kid that uses the gun? Say's voice is like.
He sounds like he's 5 years old.
I'm not saying.
Literally.
Tails sounds older than you.
Yeah.
How old's the character?
He's actually like 10.
15, I think.
I don't know if he's that old.
12 and a half.
They're definitely teenagers because they're in middle school or something.
True, yeah.
So let's just say 13.
Yeah.
Can I say that the kid who's in charge of the Gunpla building, the Gunpla club, tell me he's going to grow to be a jackass because he's definitely giving jackass vibes.
Well, the main thing is he becomes the Char clone of the series.
Oh yeah, there's going to be one.
Even in the sports spin-off, there's a fucking Char clone.
Yep. And then in the sequel, Try, there's another Char clone.
Why? Why do you need this?
Because it's an archetype.
This is where, if I had better editing skills, I'd cut to Caddy going, why?
I'm guessing that there's no sort of world-destroying threat like there is in Yu-Gi-Oh! This is just sort of sports. This is just
sports. Yeah. So this focused more on the interpersonal relationship between the cast rather than world-shattering events.
That sounds cool. It's like what Cardfight Vanguard originally seemed to be before the whole Psycholia thing came about.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what? I think this is a good analogy for it. It's your weekly junk food.
Yeah.
It's like you have everything that's like all the regular Gundam stuff is like the healthy food that you're supposed to eat to live longer and keep yourself good.
This is a good
And this
analogy.
is and this sports and this is just the weekly. You go and get a pizza.
This is
It's
your
just
Saturday morning superhero show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in other words, this is basically McDonald's the Gundam anime.
No, because McDonald's doesn't have any substance.
Yeah.
Okay, so Build Divers is the McDonald's of the Gundam anime.
Yes.
In that case, let's say this is Subway.
But also, this really shows off the creativity of the whole franchise of Gunpla, because it does a thing called kit bashing, which is what builders do in real life, where they get different model kits and create their own custom units.
Love that.
And we see that throughout the show.
Oh,
That's really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so we see in background like stock suits that we see from the other series. Then you also see like brand new unique models.
That very much pleases the Warhammer player in me. That's fun. I like that. So how does the? I mean, obviously they use this virtual battling as like.
They create like these Do you remember they create like these VR tabletop maps?
But I mean, like, what purpose does it serve other than like, is it just battles between people, or does it like decide the fate of something? Or?
It's there's multiple levels.
Right.
It's normally a recreational sport,
but
there's also goes all the way up to world championships.
Oh.
So we see the progression with Sei and Reiji start at the bottom and build their way up. Because Sei's dad was a runner-up in the world championship.
Wow, cool.
Which they don't really let on in the first 3 episodes. They kind of make it out like he won the whole thing.
Yeah. Until we see the runner-up trophy, as pointed out in the first episode.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Elliot, before?
I wasn't going to say anything. No.
I'll say one thing about one thing I wasn't a huge fan of the dub, if I'm honest, even though I think watching it made it a bit better. Another thing about it is, as much as I like it, I kind of feel like I'm more excited for a new proper Gundam than I am for these ones. Like, I'm hyped that we're going to find out what the next Gundam is in a couple of months.
Yeah,
for example.
the Witch from Venus, I think, is the next one.
Yeah, they've said it's going to be a new universe of some sort, but they're hyping up a reveal like it's a Nintendo Direct.
So is this a good introduction to Gundam? Would you say?
I would say so, because it introduces you to character archetypes, because there's characters from the anime actually show up.
But what it sounds like, it kind of almost sounds a bit like a love letter to Gundam. Because
It is.
it's like, if Build Divers is anything to say, it's like all the series sort of come together, like all the mechs, in a way, like people customizing them.
Put it this way, it pulls you into the idea of Gundam a lot better than Divers
it's sort of like the Gundam fans anime.
Yeah, especially considering that there was one for me in particular, considering the first episode they geeked out about Gundam Wing.
Yeah.
Which
didn't pay off at all. Which is actually deliberate, because as a put down to the West, because in the West the first major Gundam series was Gundam Wing. They got popular, so it's a parody of this. In the first episode, the main character Sei pilots the Wing Gundam, and he gets absolutely destroyed in like 5 seconds.
And they also had a thing that the kid doesn't give a shit about it and moves on to another one.
Yeah. So Sei pilots the hero suit of Gundam Wing, and he gets taken out by a guy who uses a jobber unit from the original Gundam series, the Gyan.
Isn't that like Nintendo burning a copy of Radiant Dawn because it was the first Fire Emblem to get big in the West?
Pretty much, yeah.
Isn't it like Godzilla killing Zilla from the 2000 movie?
Oh yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Which should happen.
Yeah.
Exactly. Good old Final Wars.
I love that. That's one of the reasons I love watching Final Wars, just for that scene of him throwing Zilla into the
Sydney Opera
House and just blowing him up.
Yeah, meanwhile, Blink-182 plays in the background.
Oh, that's the most...
to coincide with Zilla and its American origins.
How old is this film?
2004.
I need to watch that now.
But the American Godzilla was 1998.
That's it,
So it took them 6 years
that's why
to
they
kill
call
off.
that's why they call it Godzilla 98, I think.
I'm guessing they had to wait for
It's kind of funny how in the I remember in one of AVGN's old videos, like I think before he had the basement, he was talking about Godzilla games, and he said we had the 1986 I think one, and then there's a 2000, not the 98 one, that doesn't count.
But yeah, the story behind that is so funny. because the American studio had to go to Japan to show their designs for Godzilla.
Yeah.
And the Japanese team at Toho was so stunned, there was silence, and he said, "Could you come back tomorrow and we'll talk about it?"
Oh no.
Because the design was that far gone, the Japanese team said, "We can't do minor alterations. The whole thing is stupid."
Oh god.
So they just signed off on it. And then when they brought back Godzilla in the 2000s with the whole Millennium series, they bought the rights to the American Godzilla.
So that they could kill it.
Yes. And then they said in the first press conference, America reported sightings of Godzilla. And they said, "Oh no, that's not Godzilla, that's just an overgrown iguana."
Yeah, they did just say the Americans were mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh my god, just...
Yes.
I love Japan. That's one of the things I love about them.
Yeah, so Toho bought the rights to the American film, then reclassified their Godzilla to just Zilla, because they said they took the god out of Godzilla with their monster.
That's a really good way of putting it.
That's a great way of putting it, actually, because it's I actually know someone who shall remain nameless, who thinks we had a debate over this. This was before King of the Monsters and
Godzilla vs. Kong.
Kong came out. Who will no longer remain nameless, and he thought 98 was better than 2014.
No, piss off.
Fuck off.
No.
Give Reece his address so they can fight him.
Mind you, this is the guy who likes all the Transformers films.
Oh, Jesus!
People like all of them?
As a fan going all the way back to 1984 Transformers, the Bayverse is shit.
Oh, God.
That's, to be fair, actually, yeah, no, I worked with someone whose favourite film series is Transformers, but he has recently got into the older series, so
Good.
I'm hoping that's straight.
Can I just say, I have now watched Bumblebee.
Yeah,
I've heard that's good.
Bumblebee's actually good.
which is good because it's a spin-off. It doesn't tie into the Bayverse.
And it does all right, actually.
Yeah.
John Cena's actually quite well cast for once.
Yeah.
Do not run. She ran.
So anyway, back to Gundam.
Yes.
But to find
I mean, we are talking about giant robots.
Yeah, true, yeah.
to close out on that one, I kind of would keep it going, but I wouldn't binge it.
I mean, I'll be honest, just from what I've heard, I'm probably going to check it
sounds
out.
fun.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
I don't say keep up with it because the fights get spectacular.
How long is it?
25 episodes for the first season.
Yep.
25, I believe, for the second.
Yeah, for try. And then there's the OVA Island Wars, which I really highly recommend watching after the first 2 seasons.
Is Island Wars like an epilogue?
Yes.
And where can we watch it?
It is on YouTube.
Yep.
Oh,
So
it's on YouTube.
yeah, because Gundam has its own YouTube channel called Gundam Info.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, no way. And do they just like upload a bunch of episodes from old series on there?
Yeah, they've got a lot of that, a lot of the old remasters of like Seed, which you can skip. But with Build Fighters, they have it in sub and dub. Unfortunately, with the dub, it only goes up to 480p. It's not in HD.
Yeah, no, it's seriously, that was annoying because I wanted to
really
watch it in
weird.
that mode. I mean, it only went up to 480p.
I watched all of Dragon Ball in One Piece in 480p or less, don't worry.
Put it this way, Xenoblade Chronicles on the Switch goes to a higher resolution than that.
Yeah, but apart from YouTube, it's also on Crunchyroll and also on Funimation.
Sick.
Although, while we're on the subject of these apps, what's it called? Crunchyroll. Come closer. 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 Fix your goddamn PS5 app already!
Yeah.
Cal, you're not meant to criticise them. You want
I
to be a
mean,
judge.
you shout at them for that, but I've been...
Hello
Hello
again. It does this weird. It's been doing this for months, and I know it's not just a me thing because I've posted, I've retweeted tweets that people have said this to Crunchyroll. It does that. You've heard it as well. It does that weird audio glitch every time it starts up. Is it happening on your one as well?
No, strangely enough, it's fine on mine.
It must just be certain PlayStation 5s then.
It didn't happen for a long period of time until fairly recently, right?
Yeah, but I don't think it's my PS5 glitch because other people have reported the same thing.
I mean, even if I did have a PS5, which I still don't, I still would just watch it on my laptop.
Yeah, but it's the best. I like watching them on the telly if possible.
Yeah. I mean, I just connect my laptop to the telly in my room. So.
That's what I do with my TV. Yeah.
Might start doing that. So before we go, I thought let's do a 5-round version of the AMV game.
Okay.
Oh Jesus!
Oh my God! One of our games that's continued.
So I got one. I don't know if this is going to work out. This is something that should be an AMV for Bloodborne. Hunter's Moon by Ghost.
How does that one go?
They just released it. It's the new single for the new Halloween film.
Oh, I haven't heard it.
I've not heard it yet.
Ghost does the song for Halloween.
Ghost does the theme for the new Halloween.
That's so good.
That is awesome.
I posted it in the
if you ask me-
Facebook
if you
chat.
ask me
I
that-
forget things.
If you ask me that, I'm still waiting for a horror film that has its opening song being by Ice Nine Kills, because that like their two albums, latest albums, have been about horror films, and they are so fucking good. Like they are my favorite metalcore band by miles.
I'm
Better
gonna,
than Partway Drive and Ghost Inside.
Yeah, I'd honestly say that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for the coverall horror anime that always gets AMVs and go for Hellsing.
Ooh. Okay, I will go with Blood.
Fuck, I'll go with Hellsing as well.
I'm gonna go for something like Happy Sugar Life or something like that. Or something that has one of those weird killer anime.
Oh, maybe. What's the other one? What's the one
School
with?
Life?
What's the one with?
Well, that's
with Jack with the scythe. What's the?
No, that's
Angels of Death.
Yes,
no one's done one yet.
Really?
It's a bit
Well,
too soon.
yeah, it's too recent.
Give the anime fans time.
Okay, let's.
Because most AVs take like
In
a
that
couple of
case,
weeks.
here's one: Higher Than Heaven, Power Wolf.
Higher than heaven.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Werewolf shows.
At some point, someone will do one for Platinum's End with that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say something to do with angels. I think maybe.
Maybe Platinum End.
No, it's not gonna be Platinum.
That's too early, isn't it? I don't know. That's hard. There aren't that many shows with werewolves in that make me think Scream.
Oh,
Power
I've got
Wolf.
one then. Digimon, where Garurumon.
Oh, maybe yeah, that might work.
That might work.
With the angels
What are
as
you
well.
gonna go for, Elliot?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of one.
You picked a hard one here, Elliot.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one that has like angels in.
I'm gonna say.
You know what? Just because I'm gonna go with Hellsing again.
I'll see Vanitas. Why not?
I'm gonna just throw it out there and say another.
What have we got?
It's Warhammer. Oh, Berserk.
Ah, shit!
I don't
that's
know
a
why
good
I didn't
show,
think of
yeah,
Ber-
no,
why I
no
didn't
one
think of
did,
Berserk.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Rennie, you got a song?
Fuel Metallica.
Ooh, that's an interesting
It's
one.
probably gonna be a racing one. I would imagine.
I reckon it could be a Gundam. Well, yeah, but racing one primarily. What good racing? Oh, the American West one that you really liked.
Oh,
Perry Rodman.
Okay,
Yeah, that's right.
AKA JoJo's Part 7 clone.
Pretty much. That's right.
I'll go with Initial D.
Initial D.
I reckon it's gonna. I'm going. What I'm thinking is Skate the Infinity.
That'd be good. Elliot.
I think we took his answer.
Oh,
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna go Gundam Wing.
By the way, if you're playing this at home,
Or just any Gundam.
if you're playing this at home and you get a different result, remember YouTube algorithms can be affected by different user
oh,
individuals.
that makes sense. What?
My Hero Academia for some reason.
Oh,
No,
maybe
the
it's
top one is Redline,
Redline.
I think.
Uh,
That's Redline, isn't it?
Yeah, let me just double check when the video plays up. Yeah, it is just Redline.
Yeah, I thought it
What's
was.
Redline?
It's an old anime movie.
Oh, cool.
I thought it was like 2010-ish.
Okay, Reece, you got a song?
Okay, here's another one. Gasoline.
Bye.
By
Weezer.
Audio Slave.
No, Weezer.
Oh,
Let's go really old.
How does
By
that one
Weezer.
go? How does that one go?
It has what's the face from Evanescence in it.
Oh, I know who you mean.
this is gonna be a hard one. This is.
I have no idea. I've never heard that song. I'm not a big Weezer listener.
No, I'm not. I remember from years ago.
Because it's going to be an old one.
Yeah, because it popped up in my recommendations for the video.
Oh, I know. Why not? Akira.
You're gonna go
Just for the
Akira?
motorbike.
I thought I was supposed to go Ghost in the Shell.
I'm gonna say Helsing because it's bound to be the right answer eventually.
Yeah, because something else goes like gasoline. I forgot what it is.
The carousel.
Carousel.
I just got gasoline.
Any guesses on your part, Reece?
Let's go Airblade.
This better be fucking Helsing now. It's My Hero Academia.
What is with these anime fans?
I don't know.
These damn baby Zoomers anime fans.
Alright, last round.
Last round.
Because that song's
I
like
get the
15
song
years
'cause
old.
I get the song because I'm gonna pick Dance Macabre.
But by
Like
Ghost.
Ghost.
Oh. Oh,
Just
that's gonna be
wanna
interesting.
be, I wanna be with you in the moonlight.
What was the name of that old ballroom anime we saw years ago?
Welcome to the ballroom.
Did you say ballroom or Boruto? That's what I heard.
Oh,
I was saying Boruto.
Boruto.
You know what? One I think I doubt it's this, but I think it would be kind of cool. CP Princess in a Demon's Castle.
Oh, that's a good shout. Come back to me.
I'm just gonna say Helsing because it's bound to be it better fucking be the right answer this time.
It is a very popular AMV one.
So surely Rain in Blood is the right answer on that one. If you don't,
Fuck.
you get 5 seconds.
That one that you said before, Elliot, with Jack the Scythe dude. What's his name? Angels of Death. We'll try that.
Oh fucking hell! It's not.
what is it?
That's a compilation.
Oh.
The Overlord one.
Oh, okay. We got 0-5.
Everybody, clap
Clap
your
your
hands.
So with that waste of time out of the way,
Another great success.
Absolutely.
we'll be seeing you next time in November when we're going to talk about our thoughts on the Cowboy Bebop Netflix series, as well as the Violet Evergarden movie.
Hey!
I was kind of hoping, because I remember, not that long, just a couple weeks ago, actually, I thought I was checking to see if the if the new Fate Heaven's Feel movie came out. Apparently, it was released in August. But I can't find an English copy anywhere.
No, it was released in Europe in August, but not for us.
Oh boy.
And because of the old DVD and Blu-ray rules, European DVDs and Blu-rays don't play on ours, different regions.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, to quote Caddy, I'm so happy we voted for better Britain.
Yeah, because it's the same when you go to America. I think they're region 1, I think we're region 2.
The
I hate that there's region locking.
Yeah.
It sucks.
like Nintendo's got the right idea by removing it with their games.
Yeah, thank you, Nintendo.
That's the last time you're going to be hearing that for a while.
$30 of Banjo-Kazooie.
I mean, in all fairness, it's not that different from the N64 games nowadays.
I'm gonna
it costs that much to get Mario Kart 64.
Hey, I don't care. I want to play Banjo-Kazooie on the go. I'm going to pay that much.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for joining us.
Arigato gozaimasu.
See you soon.
Goodbye,
I need to think.
Ren, move!
Bye, everyone.
This is what I get.